You walk outside after a heavy Pacific Northwest storm, and you spot it, peeling paint or a crack running down your siding. Your immediate instinct is usually to find a quick fix. Siding replacement is expensive, so it makes sense to try and patch the damage to push the big project off for a few more years. We often look at siding as if it's wallpaper, a decorative outer skin that you can easily swap out or paint over when it starts to look tired. Spending a few $100s on a localized patch keeps cash in your pocket today, but leaving an aging wall system intact mathematically increases your risk of severe, hidden rot spreading through your framing over time. Cosmetic damage is only the early warning. The actual danger comes from moisture saturating the framing behind the visible board. Seattle and the surrounding communities have specific environmental demands. We deal with long, drawn-out wet seasons, shaded neighborhoods that rarely see direct sunlight, and high-velocity storms that batter our homes. This diagram of a wall joint shows exactly what happens during storms. Notice how the stylized wind vectors are actively pushing water droplets upward, forcing them underneath the siding overlap. When your home sits on a heavily shaded lot, those exterior walls dry incredibly slowly. That water stays trapped behind the boards for weeks or months at a time. If you have aging cedar or early generation composite siding, that constant exposure breaks down the material's fibers, causing it to swell, delaminate, and eventually rot. If a previous owner patched over a soft spot without fixing the underlying drainage plane, they locked that moisture directly into the wall cavity. Protecting a home in these conditions demands a comprehensive water management system designed for the entire wall assembly. We can think of this as the siding iceberg. This diagram shows an exploded view of a proper wall assembly. It builds outward, starting at the bare wooden sheathing, adding a weather barrier, installing the flashing, and finally attaching the outer boards. A true replacement starts with phase 1, a complete tear-off down to that bare wooden sheathing. This is the discovery process. Pulling the old material off reveals exactly what the siding was hiding: pockets of dry rot, shredded building paper, or areas where water has been pooling for years. The low-cost alternative is to simply nail new siding directly over a damaged substrate. Doing that guarantees the new material will fail prematurely because it has no solid foundation. Once the sheathing is repaired, you move to phase 2, wrapping the entire structure in a premium weather-resistant barrier, pulled tight and sealed at every seam. Next comes custom Z metal flashing. This is integrated precisely around every window, door, and horizontal belly band to create an unbroken defensive shield. This continuous flashing strategy catches any trapped wall cavity moisture and channels it downward, safely away from your home's foundation. Layering these waterproofing elements in the correct sequence requires strict discipline. This is highly specialized labor that falls well outside the skill set of a standard handyman. Paying the upfront cost to tear off old material and rebuild these hidden layers is the only viable way to reset your home's defensive envelope. Rebuilding that envelope brings up a major logistical hurdle, deciding whether to replace failing windows before, during, or after your siding project. This wireframe illustrates the critical connection point. The window flange must perfectly overlap with the wall's weather barrier to create a watertight seal. If you replace your windows after the new siding is installed, contractors have to cut into the fresh siding. That destroys your continuous flashing. Moving into phase 3, sequencing window replacements simultaneously with your siding is the best operational trade-off. It allows the crews to integrate the flashing layers perfectly, ensuring a leak-proof transition. For phase 4, material selection, you are weighing premium options like James Hardie fiber cement against standard vinyl or wood. In the wet Pacific Northwest, fiber cement holds specific advantages. The material is non-combustible, requires very low maintenance, and highly resists moisture damage and rot. However, fiber cement comes with severe installation constraints. The boards are heavy, and they require strict adherence to manufacturer-approved clearances to validate the 30-year warranty. Selecting a premium product like James Hardie is useless if the installation fails to meet the precise scientific specifications required to protect it. This flowchart maps out your decision tree. A patch is valid for isolated physical damage, like a single cracked board, while the surrounding system remains intact. But you must replace the system if you see swollen boards, soft trim, or repeated paint failure from internal moisture.
Following this strict decision framework protects you from wasting money on superficial fixes that are guaranteed to fail again next season. This split-screen rendering shows how strict waterproofing applies across styles. On the left, smooth panels give a sleek, modern design without sacrificing moisture protection. On the right, traditional HardieShingle accents preserve the classic craftsman look in heavy moisture areas like Lake Stevens, while fully integrating robust weather barriers underneath. Projects further north in Everett proved that this system goes beyond vertical boards. A proper wall drying assembly must holistically include ventilated soffits to manage airflow and let the house breathe. When vetting contractors, the rule is simple. If an estimate only discusses siding color and the final price, walk away immediately. You must ask explicit questions. Force them to outline flashing protocols, their plan for rot remediation, and their continuous crew management. Seek out specialized owner-managed teams who prioritize the strict, unforgiving discipline of Pacific Northwest waterproofing. Done correctly, this process secures the home's exterior envelope for decades, but it requires total contractor accountability from the first estimate to the final walkthrough.